God bless you. Thank you. Thank you, Arlena, for that.
Tracy, this is your party. Oh my goodness. Well, first of all, thank you for having us. Oh my goodness. And really not me, really Joann. But I am Shanielle Young. I'm the owner and broker and CEO of S. Young Realty and Associates. Thank you. And first of all, are you guys having a great time? This is amazing. And I was blessed enough to be on the advisory team. And I know you'll be acknowledged later. But can the advisory team please stand up? Look at these amazing women. Cynthia, Angela, Kathy, Evelyn, Phyllis, I think she stepped out. Almena put this top-notch tier of women together for this day. Give it up for Almena. That's not even my task today, but I got to acknowledge my sister. This was her vision and she put it together. And Almena, so many people have already said next year. Yeah. Next year. Next year. We're going to do this again next year. So I have the honor and privilege of introducing someone who's, or actually speaking with someone who's just like amazing. Look how, she's so gracious. All that hoopla, she just come up and dance and like, she didn't know any of this. She wanted to come up here and be distinguished and talk about FairView Capital Partners. And here she comes with the fans and booths and she just does everything so humbly. And I just love her so much. But today we're going to be speaking with and I said Joann Price. Yes, and they didn't do her introduction, but she's the owner and founder, like the owner and founder of FairView Capital Partners. And not only that, I believe, because you know they don't do us right in the history books, but I'm pretty sure, per my own research, that she was the first black woman and maybe the first woman to start a capital venture company. Give her flowers, y'all. And you're talking about 30 years ago? Can you imagine the obstacles she came up against? And they was like, hey, Joe, we got another man in the house. Joe is one of her mentees, as I am. So, and Alice. If you have been blessed enough to be in her presence as a mentee, raise your hand. And everyone that she blesses, everything that she touches turns to gold. Look at this one, amazing attorney. But you're an attorney already. Joe Young, come on, Joe. Just amazing. Almena, she helped Almena do this. But listen, this is not even what I was supposed to talk about. Today, I'm going to stay on the script because y'all know I can talk a lot. And when we get together, it's a gab fest. But anyway, Joann, so I have a lot of questions, but we're only going to do a few because I want to give the audience a chance to ask you some questions because I know you can just bless them with all your knowledge. So first of all, thank you for coming today. Yes, and you were involved in planning this too, in your busy schedule. And I know you have an event tonight, a dinner, that you're the chair, I think. So, and then I know you'll be at church first thing in the morning. And then I know you'll be back in the office on Monday. So we won't keep you long, but we thank you for all that you do for everyone. For the community. Personally, thank you for me. I'm not going to cry. Please don't let me cry. Yeah. I'm going to keep it. You see how she's not fooling. But anyway, you've built a legacy, and that's what we want to talk about today. So my first question, she doesn't know these questions, but these are all the questions that I've asked her over the years, so I don't know the answers. But what was the core inspiration that pushed you to start FairView Capital Partners? And when you think back to those early days, how has your original vision evolved since day one?
opening question. Well, I was in Washington, D.C. running a trade association, which, as all of you know, in Washington, trade associations are major organ in Washington. And the trade association was of investment companies that were owned by minorities all across the country. And they had built in the radio, TV, all types of companies. Unfortunately for us as a people, we have not publicized often all the things that we have been able to accomplish. So BET, all of them were started by Black venture capital companies. All of those companies. Anyway, so what was happening at that time, it was Bob Johnson and a couple others said to me, he said, Joanne, I think what we need to do is to start a pool of capital so that we will be able to invest in companies all across the country. And I said, well, that's a good idea. At that point, I was still running the trade association. I said, well, that's a good idea. And he said, and I'm thinking of a couple people that I think would be really good to be able to start the company, build the company, raise the capital. I said, oh, wow, who would that be? What are you thinking about? And he said, well, Joanne, just 1 second, there's a couple other people coming to this meeting. And then when I saw Herb Wilkins, who started all of the radio stations in this country, many of them, TV, BBC, all of them. When I saw him walk in the door, I said, uh-oh. I knew something was up. And he said, well, what we thought we would like you to consider is to be able to build what is called a fund of funds. And that would be a fund that would raise capital from pension funds across the country, and that capital would be used to actually invest in companies of color, of all types across the country. And I said to them at that time, I said, you must be crazy. I said, that is not what I'm here to do. I'm happy to help you find the right person to do it. I'm happy to come up with a strategy to help do it. And their response was, that's why we're coming to you. So for you to be able to develop that approach and that strategy. Now I will say two things. One is I was gratified because there were very few women in the business, in business of that magnitude. So the fact that they would approach me, I was honored from that perspective. The second is I realized that once something like this started, we could not afford failure. We had to really stay on it and build. And because I was running an organization across the country, that was helpful in terms of knowledge, knowing people. And they wouldn't have